We've got an election in May. Have you got your information?
Yes, but I haven't read it. You know how I am with these ballot initiatives and these voters pamphlets. You know how I am with these voters pamphlets.
But let's be honest, it is just a bitch to read. I mean, look at this. And this isn't it. Look, I also got this one. And of course, you know, the first thing you do is you open it up to see how small the print is. Oh my God, look at that. This is like a refrigerator instruction manual on heroin.
These are designed to bore the fuck out of you. If you can't sleep at night, you really should pull out and read about who's going to run for the Corbett School District. You know, will it be Leah Fredericks or will it be Bob Butka? I'll get there.
See, I don't read the whole thing because it doesn't affect me.
I'm not going to pretend that this kind of enlightenment is fun for me to do. I'm not going to oh boy, dig into it. I can't, well, no.
But are you really going to read about Corbett? Because
yes, I am, because that's me. Yes.
Okay, what about this? We get a new representative.
Yes! Thank you, census! We're gonna get, what, a 6th district in Oregon, right?
Right.
In looking at all of the candidates that I was looking at going into the 2020 elections, I really saw how important it is to pay attention to who's carving up these districts, because we are going to have Jim Jordan until we die. There is no way Jim Jordan is going to lose, no matter how much money you put into that race. There simply aren't enough Democrats in his district, nor will there ever be. Mm-hmm. So as hated as he is, and same thing with Matt Gaetz, unless he resigns. Matt Gaetz, despite all of the press he's gotten and the accusations and the scandal, he'll win again if he runs. You know, this is how Texas has survived. This is why Texas is still red, I think, is because of the control they have there over the districts.
Will 2 new seats change anything?
I don't know how they can go. I don't know what level of freedom they still have in carving things up. You know, the courts can determine a district not fairly, what I don't know what the word is, distributed. They can nullify. Okay. They've done that. I believe they've nullified districts in Pennsylvania, which were just completely gerrymandered to insane degrees. It would be great if a lot of people who are paying attention right now anyway, if they really started paying attention to gerrymandering, because that's when we start getting down to the little bits and pieces in different states and why that makes such a difference when you get to who's controlling the House. Mm-hmm. It's difficult to care about Texas and what's going on there, and Pennsylvania and Ohio and Florida, but it's critical if we want to make any movement blue-wise. We're gonna have to do something, and it's gonna be a slow process, don't you think? It's gonna take, people are gonna have to hook onto this for a number of elections and really just push and push and push. I think the margins in Texas are getting smaller for Republicans, but you know, that can be reversed.
But you know what? The opportunity is definitely with new voters, the people we will register to vote between now and the midterms. Because guess what? You and I have both talked about this. Each one of us had major changes in how we thought about things, how our political points of view changed. At what point in our life was that again? I think it was when we were in college, right? Or
it started, yes, my college vote was for a Republican for president. Then I'll leave it at that. But yes.
Same. So why wouldn't that be our opportunity now?
I think I would assume college kids now are far more, at least have the ability to be so much more entrenched in what's going on. We mean, did we have cable? I don't even remember, but we certainly didn't have the internet. So I think it's easier to take an unregistered college student and sort of push them in the direction they may already be leaning into. Somebody needs to come to them and say, okay, you're activated, you feel strongly about things, but you have to understand that you've got to show up and vote, which seems like it's so less interesting than just getting riled up in the campus university center and going like this and then going home and going out drinking with your friends. That's the way I felt about it in college. I liked being fired up, but voting seemed like a pain in the ass.
And then, of course, there's this huge group of people. You know, we talk about AOC and her ability to, you know, kind of fire up youth for a younger vote. I mean, am I going to go to a college campus and talk to somebody and that be effective? I don't think that's effective, you know? So I was just thinking about like, what's my role as far as getting, you know, maybe it's helping to get people registered. What sorts of things can we do moving forward there?
Yeah, don't overtax yourself. You want to make this huge difference, but I'm speaking of myself as well. And registering people to vote sometimes doesn't sound like enough. It's such a huge machine, and we're all just little cogs moving forward and pushing things along as best we can. I think the best thing that you can do is just look back after an election and feel like you contributed and you did something that you feel good about. And whether or not that, you know, I supported a lot of candidates in Texas and they did not win, but Biden did better in Texas than Clinton did, and better than Obama did. And so there's movement there. And I have a little bit more of an understanding going into Texas in the midterms. Because of what I did in 2020, I can target a little bit more strategically this time. But that's 2 years of my time it's taken me to absorb and learn all of that. So it's like painting. I'm looking at my unfinished painting. You just have to sit down and go, it's going to take as long as it's going to take. And I'm one person with one hand holding one brush, and I'll do my part.
That is some wisdom right there. That is some wisdom right there.